Our story is going to begin with Zeta. You are currently at Mandy's place over in Concord. You see that Mandy is looking at a note, reading. As you enter the room, Mandy turns to you and smiles. Hello, Zeta.
Hi, Mandy. What's the good news?
Well, would you like to meet another Malkavian tonight? This one's an anarch.
I was gonna say, as long as they are not so bad. Or Camarilla, yes.
Oh, don't worry. I don't expect we shall be running into the Sabbat anytime soon, and I certainly have no interest in talking with the Camarilla. This one is actually the daughter of the Baron that you met.
Damn.
Damn indeed. So, she's got some pull. She's important. Malkavians have visions. They have things that they see. Don't really know if it's foresight, don't really know if it's hallucinations, don't know if they're crazy, don't know if they're just powerful. But apparently, I was included in this, and thus I have been invited. I would like to invite you to come along with me.
I will gladly do so.
Excellent. Let us go then. I'm sure that my neighbor wouldn't borrow if I took their car again. They're afraid of me. Now, we shall go to across the East Bay, over into the Oakland Hills. Lilith, you are approaching the end of the street where it is gated off currently. I will let Alice describe what you see as you are approaching this place.
Hey, so you have been driving across a windy road through the foresty hills, and you come across a dark metallic fencing with double-doored gate, wide enough for most vehicles to pass. Behind the fence is a well-kept dense juniper row that blocks vision from even the tallest of passerbys. As the car approaches, the gate seems to open automatically.
Fancy.
And then should I go on or yeah.
Is that your response, Lila? Is just fancy.
Fancy. I hate fancy.
Gonna drive in?
Going to drive on in and just kind of keep an eye out for everything.
All right. How are things looking coming closer to the house, Alice?
Yep. The road leads up a gentle turn and then loops around with a footpath leading up to the black front door of a moderately sized mansion. The mansion is made of stone-colored brick, bathing with a dark gray wall, and the pathing is made of also dark gray brickwork. It is surrounded by shady woods on all sides.
All right. Alice, your butler informs you Ma'am? I've let
Yes?
someone into the area. They're parking their car now.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. I guess the guests are coming. Yay, yay, yay. Finally. Some action.
Shall I greet them at the door? Shall I
Uh,
park their car?
uh, you know what? Let's go together. I think that's the best.
Very well, ma'am. So, Lilith, when you drive to, where do you want to park? Right in the front of the entrance here?
Pull up right in front of the front door.
All right. Then, as you pull up, the front door opens. You see a man who is the most butler-looking man of all time. Come on down, walking with someone who is undoubtedly Kindred. They walk down to you to greet you.
Oh, hello. You must be Lilith. I'm so honored to meet you finally. I've heard some things about you, man. You've lived the life. I feel I'm a bit like fangirly right now. Oh, welcome, welcome.
Gonna put her hands up. She's gonna step back. Whoa, whoa, hold up. Slow your roll. Are you okay? Do you know who you're talking to? Uh, there. I don't know if you know this, but I think I've kind of pissed off the prince. Possibly some in the Anarchs. I'm probably not the best to know right now.
Yeah, but you know, everyone's always on some or the other side of the fence. It happens. It's good. The tide goes in, the tide goes out. You know, it's people are moody. It's fine, surely.
Except these people are moody for centuries. It's a little old, a little boring, especially when it's somebody like the prince who's stuck up and doesn't understand that not everything's just going to roll his way.
Yeah, I think most kindred actually struggle with that. But you know, there's beauty in also letting go. But I mean, would they ever really think about that? I mean, yeah, you know, but you know, we're very different. All of us, I think, right? Surely.
Yeah. Oh, uh, why am I here?
Oh, yeah, come in, come in. Just if you, I've invited more people to. Don't worry, only nice kinds who would not do weird stuff. Unless there's someone who turns out unreliable, but you know, who knows? That could happen anytime, you know, or not. Who am I to know? Anyway, we're still waiting for a few more people. I would like to talk to them all at once, so there's no confusion and there's no talking behind back, so there's no repeating myself. Is that okay?
One question.
Yeah, of course.
How much energy drinks do you feed the individuals that you feed from? Because you might want to lay off the caffeine-related blood.
The
Yeah,
butler kind of holds back a snicker.
See, even he thinks so.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we're all just kind of born different. Just, I don't know. I guess I think it's one of those things where like everyone's brain kind of works in a different speed, and I think mine is just going on like fifth gear, fourth gear. I don't drive.
If you will come inside, Miss Lilith, I can show you the common room where we will most likely all gather.
Ooh, the common room. And she does air quotes.
Thank you, James. Thank you.
Oh, lead on, James. Lead on.
Yes, if you'll just follow me. And he leads you, Lilith, and by extension also Alice, back to your main area. Alice, why don't you describe the interior of your home?
Sure. Inside the floors and ceiling are deep, dark wood with dusty, deep green walls. The windows are adorned with heavy satin curtains, and all of the metal handles, table legs, curtain rods appear golden. The walls are full of artwork, certificates, shelves upon shelves of books. The whole place is a mixture of old and new, sleek designs mixed with classic materials and classic designs mixed with modern materials. The main hallway leads up to a double-doored living room turned into a library with still enough seating to comfortably host guests.
Huh. Can't say I'm much into mansions, but cute book collection. I will admit that.
She stayed at the front door. She's just gonna get like, ah, thanks. It's you gotta spend your time somehow.
All right. At this point, Mandy and Zeta arrive at the gate, and James says, "There is another car at the gate."
Oh, perfect timing. Oh, everything just works out. Love that.
I'll let them in.
Thank you, James.
So the door opens by itself, and Mandy goes, "So Zeta, I heard that these doors open actually mechanically. Like there's not people behind them opening them. Isn't that cool?"
Yeah, it's cool, but also common. Have you heard of word barriers?
No?
Never mind.
Okay. Sorry.
It is cool.
I guess we'll just go in. And Mandy drives in and goes, I believe that's the car that the Lilith sometimes takes. Interesting.
It's a car with a great big spray painted Anarch symbol on it, so.
All right.
Seems like it's gonna be another interesting night.
Indeed. Well, I always like hanging out with Lilith anyways. Always interesting. So she pulls up behind that car and exits. And Mandy tries to quickly go over to your car door, Zeta, to open it for you.
Well, thank you, Mandy.
You're welcome, Zeta. Wow. That's a mighty thing to see. Quite a big house. Normally, I wait in the bushes at places like this and catch people as they go for a little bit of a little excursion around in their big backyard. And they just go, What's that giant bird doing on the fence?" And that's the last thing they remember. But this place belonging to a kindred. You'd almost think a Ventru lived here. Oh, yeah, Ventru. We'll meet them at some point, I'm sure. They're terrible.
Okay.
So, Molly has redeemed the Beast Whispers for Zeta. So indeed, your beast is going to whisper to you. Your beast says to you, this place, it reeks of affluence. Whoever's here, they have rich blood, healthy blood. I bet it tastes wonderful. What do you say? Turn me loose inside. You'll come out nice and full. Come on.
We only just ate. Why do you want to do it again?
I'm hungry.
There's a kindred living here.
Even tastier. Thank you for the redemption, Molly. So, Mandy is going to start walking toward the door. James, the butler, goes to the door as well and goes, Ma'am, do you also wish to greet? There's 2 kindred out there.
Of course, James, of course. I want to greet all of these people. Kindred. Oh, habit. Yes, I want to greet all of these kindred. I'm so excited that everyone's here now.
So, Alice, you would have at least run into Mandy a few times. Mandy was kindred before you were. She's been around for a long time, and the way that other anarchs talk about Mandy, you are not sure how old she actually is, but at least twice your age.
Got it.
She doesn't have any, like, significant importance within, like, politically, except for that kindred fear her because she could destroy anyone. She's that kind of powerful. This other kindred you have never seen before, ever. You have no idea who this is.
Understood. I would like to come out of the door a little bit. Not too much, but Mandy. Lovely to see you. Oh, who's this? Someone I don't know? Super nice to meet you. Welcome to my home. Lilith is already inside. I would love to continue further in. So lovely you could make it tonight. Oh, James?
Yes?
Did you do a security check, by the way? Just asking, for me and my friend's privacy. Everything as usual today?
Of course.
Lovely, thank you so much. Hi, let us get inside and get comfortable.
Mandy just turns to Zeta and goes, Malkavians.
She didn't even ask my name.
Yeah. Mandy steps inside and follows.
Me too.
Lilith, as you are making yourself home inside, you see once again Mandy and Zeta walk inside. And of course, Zeta, you see the Lilith.
Ah, Andy. Hello, beautiful. Been too long since I've seen that lovely face of yours.
Too long indeed, Lilith. It is lovely to see you as well, and that beautiful wolf-like bone structure of yours.
All the right words to make a girl smile. Zeta, always
Okay, Lilith.
nice to see you too. Hope you've been staying out of trouble.
Last time I got in trouble was together with you.
See, this is why Lilith looks over to Mandy. This is why you need to keep her from bad role models.
I'll try to remember that, Lilith. However,
And then-
as you know, the only role models that I think are here are usually, well, usually too busy to hang out with us. Speaking of which, how is your daddy? I mean the sheriff. Have you seen him?
Lilith visibly becomes flustered. And
Mandy just smiles.
she just like kind of like, not in an anime way, but kind of in a not quite realizing what she's doing. She kind of like puts her head down on the book she's holding, which is Lady Chatterley's Lover, and she's visibly flustered, and doesn't realize exactly, like, everybody can see the title of the book.
All right.
Yeah, I think a little birdie might have spread a rumor or two.
A correct one, though. So, Alice, forgive me. A century has passed, and I still cannot actually say your name. I hope that it is still satisfactory that I call you Alice.
Oh, do not worry. It's, you know, it's I can't quite you got me all flustered. I can't quite pronounce the language here either. So, you know, I still speak funky after all these years. I totally understand where you're coming from. But you know, it's that. No, but also, it's been too long. I think it's also a testimony of like we have not hung out enough. Simply enough. We need to get together more. I think we would have plenty of things to chat about, talk about, do. I don't know. What do you do? Recently, you know, what's up? Tell me
Mostly I
everything.
hunt in the clubs, in the Delta. By the way, this is my childer, Zeta. Zeta, this is the daughter of Baron Mabel Sparrow, Alice.
Nice
She,
to
like,
meet you, Alice.
Takes like she looks like she can't contain herself. Like she just exploded on the inside, but it is also very visible on the outside. Oh, Zeta! Ah, this is wonderful. Oh, so wonderful. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. Can you see that? Anyway, so super lovely to meet you. I'm beyond excited. And you should have told me, Mandy. That lovely, lovely news. You must be special.
Don't make it out to the East Bay as often as I would like.
And also that makes terrible sense now why you would be so busy. It's just beautiful news.
Well, for us Gangrel, teaching a fledgling how to do some hunting is just about the same amount of work as teaching a fledgling to come to terms with having a beast.
It is. From everything that I know, it is fascinating. the differences in every one of us is truly, truly fascinating.
You are the third Malkavian that Zeta has met. Zeta, why don't you tell Alice about the other Malkavians that you've met?
The other Malkavians I met weren't anarch. One of them tried to recruit me to the Sabbath. The other one, within 5 minutes, tried to recruit me to the Camarilla.
Oh, truly, we are wild cards. You cannot tell. Like, it's honestly, I was a wild card. If not everything, you know what? Yeah, it's hard to. It could have been different, but here I am.
What's your sire up to tonight, Alice?
Tonight, just. What are they doing tonight? I wonder. Should I call them? Maybe I should call them.
I don't think that's
I wonder.
necessary. I was just
okay.
wondering. So, and Mandy goes to sit down. You told me that you saw myself in a vision.
Oh, yes. Also, can I do, like, a little bit of heightened senses before I start? Yeah.
You can just flip that on.
Yep. How do I do that?
Just say, I activate heightened senses, and you're good.
I activate heightened senses.
All right.
I want to just do a real quick room check.
I will have you roll for wits and awareness.
Yes. How many would that be?
You combine how many dots you have in wits, how many dots you have in awareness, and add a dice for your hunger. You should have 1 hunger.
Yes. Just a second. Yep, I can count. I did it, and then 1 hunger. Yep. And I will roll.
All right. First roll of the night.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes and also a bestial success. Blood success.
Okay.
Yep.
You sense that as far as the house is concerned, it's just you, these Kindred, and James. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
But outside, you do hear the sound of something or someone climbing over the fence at the front gate. Your beast talks to you about this. So, you have an owl, you have a purple wolf, you have, as well as, this other kindred. But who is that? Who could it be? I don't know. What do you think?
That I'm answering the beast. Oh, there's no other choice. It has to be the hungry beast outside. There's no question about it.
Are you sure? What else is there? I want to point out to Lilith and Zeta, you do not hear Alice's beast talking, but you do hear Alice's responses.
Lilith, seeing Alice suddenly talking about someone else, she's going to go ahead and she's going to kind of like start listening in and pretty much start kind of sniffing the air, seeing if she can see anything amiss.
Roll wits and awareness.
So, roll.
Mandy just kind
Wits
of
and
leans
awareness.
over to Zeta and goes, just let Malkavians talk to themselves when they do that.
Understood.
Nice.
Alice would also like to, while that is happening, Alice would like to send a quick text to James, like just real good, just like somebody's coming in, just keep an eye on that. Like, well, not literally, but I'm sure James understands the gist of it.
Okay.
Okay. 2 successes.
You don't seem to smell anything. There's the blood of Kindred overwhelming your senses as you smell the air. So,
Lilith leans over to Mandy. Yeah, guess you're right. I don't seem to smell anything.
James messages Alice back and says, I don't see anyone.
Yeah, Alice is just gonna pull up the security camera footage of the house and just like almost as a little like fidget toy, she's gonna be flipping through those channels outside, just like on the side, kind of.
Where you
At the
suspect that you
meanwhile?
heard the something go over the fence, you see that there is leaves and branches that have kind of like moved a bit. They're moving as though they moved as though something had moved them, but there's no wind blowing tonight.
Mm-hmm. I think whatever it is, it's approaching now. So okay, I'm gonna be straight with y'all, honest, whatever. So there, I had a vision, as we do. It happens sometimes, nothing, sometimes something. Who knows? Tonight, however, about us coming. So there was a vision of probably Mandy coming over with a wolf puppy. That must be you, Zeta. Oh, that's what I'm guessing now, based on everything. And also a Lilith as well. Lilith is pissed. We always know that. Mandy's taking care of Zeta as it is. But also there is a case where something or someone is trying to get to us. And it's a case of this really like seemed important. It was very like how I have a feeling about something that like it's feeling, but it's not a feeling, and it's sort of a bit. It's the same thing, but it kind of it's hard to explain, even for a fellow Malkavian. But it's just something is coming, something's on its way, and we all, I feel, need to deal with it somehow. I don't know how. So, any ideas?
Mandy kind of looks back and forth between Lilith and Zeta, not sure what to say to this.
Was there one of those, what do people use for when they can't read the whole book, and she holds up the book she's got in her hand? Cliff notes of what Alice just said.
Oh, well, I can just. Well, let me just recall the whole vision. And her entire expression leaves her face. An old owl nurtures a wolf puppy inside your living room. A purple wolf sits in frustration. There is a rat at the door with a familiar squeak. It wants to come in. Outside there is a hungry beast. He's not from here. He shouldn't be here, even though he knows where he is. And he is not taking no for an answer. And then she like shifts back. So like that, I mean, it could be the rat, I guess. It's a bit early for the beast because there's no rats right now. Is there? Do you guys think rat is another gangrel? Or do you guys think it's a Nosfi maybe?
Expecting a
I don't know.
Nosferatu?
Could be.
You say that you smelled something? You say that you heard something?
Who, me?
Just Mandy's just looking around, seeing if anyone got any senses. You mentioned that someone else was here. I was wondering if you...
Yeah, so she pulls up her phone and she shows the little image of the camera of the front gate that they also passed. So this is the front gate, the one that you drove through. This is a camera. It's pointing at this thing. And like, yes, you can see here, she like pinches in. As you can see here, there's like these leaves are disturbed. Like, I mean, you can call me paranoid. I mean, okay, fine, a little bit paranoid. But like, just, I'm careful. I'd like to say I'm very careful. And these leaves were not like this before. So whatever is going on, something came through here. So something's making its way into the,
Mandy is just staring in fascination that you can see outside on your phone. But it is just kind of being uselessly impressed by technology currently.
If you want to, I can show you more. I have really cool things in this house, but like right now, maybe not. Maybe a little bit later. Is that okay? Like I could tell you so many things.
Lilith like holds her hand up to try to interrupt. Like she's holding up her hand like she's a student in a classroom trying to get the teacher's attention. Do those windows open?
Well, they do, but if they do, I would know about it.
Can I open one?
Yeah, sure.
Goes and opens up a window and hops through. And she's going to use a turn to shift into wolf form.
Okay.
To stalk around the grounds to see if she can see anything.
How about...
careful!
How about, Lilith, we have you do wits and investigation. Mandy is just talking to Zeta, like...
I have a question.
How does the phone
3 successes.
Okay. What is your question?
Is Eyes of the Beast only sight or all senses?
Eyes of the Beast is just sight.
Okay.
3 successes. Okay. Lilith, as you look around in wolf form, you can see that somebody has just recently, there is by the side of the house, some of the paint on the side has just fallen off and onto the ground. Something just climbed up the side of the house. And yeah, Mandy is over to you. Zeta, like, could my phone do that? And pulls out a phone from what you assume is like 2003.
That phone? No. But if we would get you a new phone, we could set something like that up.
Oh. That might be useful.
So Lilith is going to shift back to human, and she is going to kind of follow the trail using feral claws, climb up the where the paint is kind of chipped off.
All right. When you go up with feral claws, you hear this sound of shit, and then something land on the ground.
Does Lilith recognize?
Yes,
the
you do.
shit? So she drops off. Hi, Sam.
Oh, Lilith?
Come on out. I know you're there.
Sam, now on the ground, undoes unseen presence, showing that scaly face of his in his black hoodie and black pants. How'd you know I was out here?
Points to where the camera is.
I was an unseen presence. What are you talking about?
Sam, you know I love you, right? You know I love you.
As much as a
But-
kindred can, sure.
When you climb over the wall and you jump over it, unseen presence, you still hit the tree limbs on the way down.
I guess I'll leave.
It's okay.
So Lilith pulls out her phone. She texts Mandy because she doesn't have Alice's number. Mandy, can you ask Alice if it's okay if Sam comes? The rat is here.
All right. Mandy's phone vibrates. Mandy looks at it and goes, "Oh, it's Sam the snake outside."
Ah. So it's a snake, not a rat. Interesting.
Well,
I'll take a note of that for the
sewer
future.
rats.
Ah, that's true. Ah, damn. Of course, I should have noticed. Yeah. I mean, sure. You know what? Sure. I mean, they were part of it. So yeah, actually, this is great because like I would invite. I basically should have invited them, I guess, as well. I need to ask their number for future.
Well, as Sam would say, text anyone. Sam will get the message. And Mandy just texts back the simple, Alice says, "Come in."
Lilith kind of does the come on and leads Sam back to the window she hopped out of, and both of them just back in.
All right. Sam,
As you guys are coming down, Alice would pop her head out the window. Everything okay? Oh, do you want the front door or is this window fine? I'm fine either way.
Window's fine.
So,
Come on in.
Zeta, I do believe this is your first time seeing a Nosferatu.
Hmm.
You see this scaly, deformed person underneath this black hood. And they are climbing in through this window. And they look a little frustrated right now. But they hardly look human from what you can tell. And comes through. Mandy just goes, "The information broker has to have some information to broker. You probably could have just asked if you could come. I'm sure that anyone in the Anarchs would understand." Sam just goes, "You'd be surprised." And then looks at Zeta and goes, "Hi."
I have a very obvious look of surprise on my face. I reach out my hand to him and nice to meet you. What are you?
Sam smiles and shakes your hand and goes, "I'm Kindred, just like you. I'm in Clan Nosferatu. Named after the movie. Because we're ugly."
You, it's one of Toreador's most beautiful kindred.
Listen, Toreadors wish they look like me. It's your first time seeing me, Zeta. This is not my first time seeing you.
Hey, Sam.
It's nice to know that I'm getting followed.
Isn't it? It's okay.
Okay, Zeta, I'm pretty sure Sam has pictures of me on his computer.
I have pictures of everyone in here on my computer. I don't know what you're trying to imply.
Yeah, but Sam, you know, the pictures of me aren't in your, and she does air quotes, information bank. It's in a different.
No. The information folder is for everyone. The special folder is for Mandy. And Mandy just goes, thanks for that, Sam.
I'm a little bit confused. Is it more or less creepy that it's for everyone?
It's Sam. Just
It definitely
roll
has
with
creepy vibes.
Thank you. Hello again, Alice.
Hiya, you must be the rat and the Sam. Welcome.
Some call us rats, yeah.
No. It's just the vision. Don't worry about it. Yeah. So you are actually here in my vision, which is why I called, the rest of them here. I just didn't know which one was gonna be the rat. So it's very nice that you just showed up. Everything is as is meant to be, or as not meant to be. Oh, probably should have thought about that. Oh well. Too late now. I'm so afraid.
Sam sits down and folds his arms. Mandy says, "You look uncomfortable, Sam." He's like, "Well, normally when I'm listening in on people's conversations, I'm not an active participant. Normally, I'm invisible in the corner or something."
I think you can still go to the corner. She gestures towards it like, that is fine.
The thrill is gone. It's fine.
Oh.
Have your meeting. I'll just sit here.
Well, there must be some reason that I saw that vision, and there must be something's coming. We know about that. I told them I say that. Yeah, something's coming. We should probably do something about that. I think maybe, hopefully, it doesn't seem good. It could be good though. No one, you know how it is. It's hard to say. Kindred, maybe it's not even. You know what? Maybe it's not Kindred. Well, that would be a plot twist, wouldn't it?
Vision, is there any indication of what this something that is coming actually is? Something that we can kind of get an idea about?
Well, let's just say that hungry beast is that hungry. Not from here. Shouldn't be here. They do know they are here, so it's not like they're lost. And they're not taking no for an answer. So it seems a bit pushy. Maybe rude. Don't know. Could it be another faction? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I just think that's what I know.
Rude and hungry, but it's already here.
She holds up a finger to Sam and has the not wrong face. But she's like trying to keep from laughing at the same time. I was going to say, sounds like some of my old running mates, but that could also be like most old vampires.
Oh, that would
Is it the prince? Did you
stressful.
have a vision about the prince? Is he the old, rude, hungry one that takes no for an answer? Because that sounds like the prince.
I think you are quite correct.
The prince in Anarch territory?
Yeah, can I get like a read on that suggestion? I know something about politics.
Yeah, you could do
And-
intelligence politics.
Yep.
I mean,
Do you want the hunger as well?
Yep.
that could definitely solve a lot of problems.
In what way do you think it would solve them?
Not that I would ever advocate doing anything overtly warlike.
Oh, of course not.
I am just happy little ray of peaceful sunshine.
What do you think about that,
Oh.
Zeta?
I'm sorry, about what exactly?
Lilith being a ray of sunshine.
I chuckle a little bit and say, good joke, Lilith.
I actually think it's quite apt. The sunlight is pretty terrifying.
Now you're just flirting.
With my roles, by the way, it's I wanted to say, by the way, it's obviously about like how possible would it be to be like the prince, but also if there's anything else I could think about like politically that would like just match that description. Is there any like specific things? And I got 3 successes and a blood fail.
Don't worry about the blood. 3 successes. It would be incredibly unlikely that it would be the prince himself. The prince is more inclined to stay in Camarilla territory, most likely in their court or in Elysium, just giving orders to the rest of the Camarilla and expecting them to be carried out. If anyone were to come here specifically, it would be to see you. And it would be to probably make some kind of demands.
So, I gave it a little thought, Lilith, what you suggested that being a prince. I mean, how often does he really leave where he is at, you know? I think he has a tendency to kind of sit around and, you know, boss people around. As you would know. However, obviously it could be someone that he sent, maybe. That's a possibility. Also the fact that, like, not taking no for an answer, always that's like that is true though. It's very prince-like, so it could be something in relation to that. I think you're kind of right, kind of wrong.
Yeah, well, I guess we couldn't hope for something that would probably make everyone's life easier. Especially since he never leaves the safety of Elysium. But it's, you know, Sam, this whole thing of the ghouls being murdered, the strange bite marks, everything that we've been getting with all this weirdness going on. You being the information group, have you gotten anything more about all of those things that we've already been looking into that might be somehow connected to this?
As I said, as you said, I'm a broker. What do you want to trade for it?
I mean, I invited you to our humble home, and you're getting all the scoop on all of this. Is it not fair that you give us this information, and you get to keep the information that you get today? If I may, obviously, it's, you know.
Three of you already know who it is. We haven't done anything about it yet, though. Directing to Zeta, Lilith, and Mandy.
How exciting. Can you share me as well?
I'll leave it up to them. Mandy says to Alice, this killer is Gustavo Morales, one of the only gangrels left in the Camarilla.
What do I know about Gustavo? Obviously, I know the name.
You know that they're kind of like a big and raised up, kind of propped up figure in the Camarilla as sort of like a war hero in the former war that the Camarilla united with the Anarchs in to drive the Sabbat out of the bay. Gustavo killed a lot of Sabbat and is treated as a hero for such.
So you notice that anytime Gustavo's name is mentioned, Lilith just kind of grinds her teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very interesting. Such a big name in such a humble abode. I wonder what now I'm curious. I wonder what they want from me. Or us. One of us? All of us? I mean, we're all in division, so
If it's them.
we'll see.
James enters the room. My apologies, ma'am.
Ah, yes, James, what is it?
Someone is here. You
Through the gate or through the troll or?
at the gate. I have not opened the door for them, given the circumstances.
Oh, thank you so much, James. You may retreat to, your location. I shall take care of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
I
ma'am.
mean,
He walks away, closes the door.
I was just gonna say, Alice is gonna look around. Well, shall we receive this foretold guest of this foretold meeting?
Is your butler a ghoul?
Is my butler a ghoul? Yes, I think so. Right?
Okay.
Storyteller. That was a question for storyteller.
Ah,
Sorry.
yes, your butler is a ghoul.
Yeah. Oh, yes. But of course, I wouldn't have anyone just so closely working for me if not securing, everything.
Fair.
Well, shall we? Do we go to... What's the plan here? Do we have any ideas? I mean, I could just open the gate to show a little bit of hospitality, but at the same time, we don't really know who they are. And I'm not
we
expecting
see
them.
who
I mean,
they
I am
are?
expecting them, but...
Do you
Oh,
have
yeah, can
that
I... Yeah, can I look
camera
at the camera?
phone thing?
Yeah. Can I see who they are?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna check the cameras.
So,
What kind of car is it? Who is it?
at the front gate, there is someone standing there. And they have with them a wheelbarrow. And in that wheelbarrow, they have a wolf chained up, wrapped up in chains covering its snout, its legs, its tail, all in a bundle. The wolf is not struggling. The man with the wheelbarrow is staring directly into the camera with a mischievous grin on his face.
Do I know them?
You do not.
First question. And it's probably not Gustavo, or do I just not know the face of Gustavo?
You may or may not know Gustavo's face, but
Got it.
doesn't look like it.
Got it. She's gonna just flip the phone around. Well, yeah, actually, this is them outside. That's... Yep, they're bringing something in. Didn't think of that to happen. That's weird. Why do they not count? And she shows the phone screen of this to everyone.
birthday, is it? Might as well go see what they want. And who or what is they are bringing it.
Mandy looks at it and goes, "That's Gustavo. Not the
And
man. The wolf."
Oh. Well, that is interesting. That is a plot twist.
May have coming out of her fingers at that news.
Alice kind of walks in front and starts opening the door, leading
Sam goes,
the people towards the front.
I'm gonna hide. And Sam activates Unseen Presence and vanishes immediately. Completely invisible.
Our
Sorry, what was that? You cut out.
sees Sam disappear and she just goes, "Coward."
So you open the door for wheelbarrow friend?
I opened the door. So, yeah, I wonder. Should I? You know what? I think it would be. I'm gonna open the gate, yeah. And I'm gonna take us outside of. I'm gonna lead us outside of the front door. I'm gonna close the front door behind me. So I'm gonna meet them outside instead of inside. If that's okay for the rest of y'all.
Do you want me to go with you?
I'm definitely.
I would love everyone, all of us here. I mean, Sam, but everyone. If all of us could go together, kind of, that would
you
make
hear
me feel a
from
lot
the
better.
darkness, I'll watch.
Yeah.
Coward.
Perf.
Sam is trying very hard not to laugh. And Manny smiles. Let's go then.
Wallace.
As soon as we reach the front door, I would like to activate toughness.
Okay.
Do I have to roll anything?
No?
Okay.
All right. So, approaching now is, well, so you're going out right now through the front door? Making
Yes, I
sure.
believe so.
Did you
We're all
open
kinda- yeah.
the door for Wheelbarrow Friend?
So I opened the gate for the wheelbarrow friend, but I'm not inviting them in with a weird wheelbarrow. Like, with that weird shibari situation they have going on. No.
Okay. So, when you go out and you open the gate, he starts pushing the wheelbarrow in. Do you wish to inform him that he should not?
That's quite alright. Hello, who are you? What might be your purpose? I don't think I know you.
He gets closer, and as he's just about 10 feet away, he puts the wheelbarrow down. You can see that the dog is breathing, still wrapped in chains, almost like exhausted and unable to move. Puts up his hands as though to show he's not armed. He's wearing a black t-shirt with a black coat just over a button-up coat. Long sleeves. Has black jeans and black boots on. His hair is gelled, almost in a propped up kind of situation.
And is this a kindred?
Yes.
Yeah. Thought so, but...
He says, "Hello. My name is Michael Newsom. I am a caitiff, like my sister, Grace. Currently, you anarchs have her under your custody. I would like a trade. Gustavo for my sister."
So please, storyteller, if I could ask a real quick question.
Yeah.
What does caitiff mean?
It's a clan.
Okay.
They are kind of loners.
Got it.
They are often shunned, but they're completely shunned by the Sabbat. If they ran with anyone, it would be Camarilla or Anarchs, but they usually don't. Usually.
Mm-hmm. And do I know about the situation about the sister?
Knowing as much as you know about politics, absolutely.
Yeah. I know kind of the situation that's going on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is quite the interesting suggestion. I mean, it totally makes sense, don't get me wrong. Yeah, well, interesting. Do we have any thoughts on that? Team? Gang? What should we call us?
Anything but Mystery Inc. Friend, I have a question for you. How did you come about acquiring that? And Lilith points at Gustav.
I have a contact in the Bay Area Camarilla. The royal court has known of the, shall we say, extracurricular activities of this one. They know that the Anarchs were inevitably going to do something about it. But, as it were, both of you are at an armistice. You do not wish to have war with each other, though many of you do. The Sabbat would take advantage of this. I am simply an opportunist. I have something that the Anarchs want. An opportunity for justice. The Anarchs have something I want. My sister. Therefore, I hope that this gift will serve as a good sort of replacement.
Now, when you say contacts in the court, see, I need a little bit more than that. Because call me paranoid, call me untrustworthy, but doesn't seem like the Cam would be so willing to give up someone that they think highly of. And from what I understand, and I could be wrong, but hasn't the court actually been covering up Gustava's actions and crimes. They knew about this. Suddenly, you're willing to hand him over?
The Camarilla are not interested in handing him over. I am.
Because of your sister, obviously. Is it like blood related or kindred related, if I may ask?
Both.
Very interesting. Well, I think we have a lot to talk about. Are they secure? Also, you said, like, extension of goodwill, I'm assuming, is what you meant with your wording. So what do you want from us, is what I'm wanting to ask. Do you want us to march around to the leaders of the Anarchs and just be like, hey, yo, here's a gift, anyway, give him this other thing? Pretty please? Is that what you're asking for? Because, I mean, if it's within reason, I guess that's something we can always ask. But at the same time, like, do you want to ask first? Do you want to give him first? Like, what's the stipulations here?
Hopefully, that is what I want. I do not wish things to become violent.
Escalate. Yes. Naturally.
So if you could be good enough to fetch her for me, I am quite at my leisure.
If you excuse us for a moment, I would really like to chat about this really fast, just between the gang, if you will. Are you comfortable right here if we step inside for a second?
Well, there's one
Dear
more
guest.
bit
Oh,
of
what was your name again?
one more bit of information that you should probably know. And, Mandy suddenly notes he can't have come alone. Alice, your heightened senses are still up?
Yes, they are.
Make a wits and awareness. Everyone
Okay,
roll wits and awareness, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have nothing.
With the blood die as well, or no? Is
Yeah.
that irrelevant?
I have
Okay.
4 successes. One is one's 10.
Well, this is interesting. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes and a bestial crit, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep, that's a roll.
So, Zeta, you hear, just distantly in the woods, a twig snap. Your beast almost voluntarily moves your head directly towards that sound. Lilith, you hear several of those sounds, and you can also hear them going up some trees. And that, Alice, is when you are able to put a number to it. 6. You hear 6 different individual sounds of movement outside there.
Inside or outside the gates?
Outside the gates, but
Yeah.
you can hear them climbing in the trees, and that's when you and Lilith both see it. Someone on a far tree sitting. Just the ever tiniest glint of red coming from there. When you see, trained directly onto Mandy's neck, a laser.
Sniper.
And this man simply goes, "Indeed, Mandy. I am not alone. Me and my friends are not willing to depart here without what I want."
Alice kind of looks at Mandy expectantly, like waiting to hear a response.
Well, I think that we should have a discussion at the very least. Do you mind if we go back into the house? The man who has identified himself as Michael goes, "I don't mind. You know my terms. And I will get them." He goes, "Great. Let's go back into your house, Alice. It is a beautiful house anyways."
Oh, thank you so much.
As Lilith,
Yes.
as
Shall
Lilith, as Lilith turns to walk away, she says, just like cowards, hiding and just waiting to try to jump out. Someone's not paying attention.
Oh, I'm always paying attention to this and multiple other things as well. It's quite exhausting, honestly. Anyway, shall we?
So
Kind of.
Alice, as you walk forward, your beast goes, "This is not a good situation, but it has made me hungry. 6. I think we could get to know them. I think we could get to know all of them, and they could get to know you. And if they could, oh, how tasty they would be." And Alice, your hunger will go up by 1.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. I will respond in true Malkavian style. You know what? You do bring an interesting point. It is such an interesting situation. But that's a bit rash, isn't it? And just keeps walking towards the study, closing the door behind everyone.
I don't think it's a bit rash. Maybe if things do turn out violently, we could keep a few of them. Maybe they'll want to be like James. You don't know.
That is true. Actually, yeah, that's a good point. Did I sense if they're kindred or not?
You did not get the impression that they were kindred.
Okay. Got it. I make sure that everything is closed up behind us, that we're all the way back to our study. And the windows are closed and stuff like that. Sam, you here? I do think it's an interesting situation, and I think you should part of the I mean, you can kind of stay hidden as well, but just what I know, you know?
You do not get a response from Sam. And, Mandy says, honestly, Sam is probably outside with a knife to that guy's throat right now.
Oh, right.
So,
I haven't spent enough time with the guy to really know what's going on with him.
so, I gotta remember what it's called.
Oh, right. Well, while you think about what to say, I know exactly what to say. So there's 6 of them in the trees, and I don't think they're kindred. But I do think they have guns. Don't know what kind of guns, but they came with a kindred, so probably guns that hurt. Pretty worthy.
Willet was going to do Sense the Beast.
Ah, okay. Rouse the blood for it.
What's that?
Rouse the blood. Roll your hunger.
Okay. 6.
Okay. As you activate Sense the Beast, your own beast goes, I can tell that you need my help for this one. And I could sure use a bite. Yes, I could. There's a lot of them out there. There's even one that no one would mind if you trained, and they're kindred too. And your hunger goes up by 1, Lilith.
I actually want to do a I would like to do a composure roll
Sure.
just to see how she, with the beast going, there's one that you out there that no one would mind as a kindred. That might trigger something from her past.
Sure.
So with being Sabat, so she probably should do a composure roll.
Okay.
Just to see how well she composes herself.
Okay.
And I like role playing the beast.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. She got a 10 and a 5.
Nice.
So Lilith closes her eyes. She squeezes her hands, and she just starts saying to herself, "Shut up, shut up, shut up. That's not who we are anymore." And like, she's saying this and everyone can hear it.
Mandy pats you on the back and goes, it's okay, it's okay. And while doing that, just goes, Zeta, how are you feeling?
I just thinking about saying this is quite an interesting evening for someone, you know.
He definitely put us in an interesting spot. 'Cause even if we give him everything he wants and take the wolf, give him his sister, well, he can still go to the Camarilla and tell them that we have him, and they will attack us. It's
Well, so
Oh.
I'm quite interested in politics, if I may comment on that real fast. Well, first of all,
Yes.
obviously, sister's not here, so that's the number one situation. I don't have him, as far as I know. And I keep quite a tight security in here. Second of all, actually, storyteller, please, do I know where the sister is?
You do not.
Okay.
Last you heard, your faction has her. And
Yeah.
so, most likely the person who has her would be the sheriff.
Yeah.
What do I
And-
know about the sister?
Nothing.
Okay.
Well, I'm not one to gatekeep information, so I'm just gonna, keep going for a little bit. Yes. So I don't have him here. Maybe Sheriff has him. That's a weird word. But obviously, I mean, hold on. Do you have Sheriff's number? Who was the best? Wait, wasn't Sheriff like the daddy of Lilith or something?
Mandy smiles and goes, I do have Daddy Tenorio's number.
Well, there we go. So, here's an obvious question that we're all upon. First of all, I think it would be in our best interest to just contact the sheriff and ask them, like, what's up? What do they think about this whole situation? And then, depending on how they answer, we would obviously handle it somewhat. Or ask help in handling it, depending on, how it looksies. Any thoughts? Suggestions? Ideas? I mean, that's just one idea that I have.
On one hand, I would love to have Tenario involved, but I'm worried.
My thoughts on this? Grace Newsom is a wanted war criminal from Las Vegas, and she's looking at setup. Grace Newsom is wanted by both the Camarilla and the Anarchs. As I said, she's a war criminal from when Las Vegas fell to the Anarchs. What she is to the Cam, I don't know. However, I can say no matter what happens tonight, the fact that Camarilla War Hero has been carted conveniently to where Mandy is an outlaw in the Camarilla, and to myself, who was Sabat and has very much reason to see him come to harm. No matter what happens tonight, it's going to be trouble.
Yeah. It seems to be that whenever Kindred is involved, there's usually trouble. And visions, obviously. So I was kind of expecting trouble, but at the same time, I think we could make the best of it. Storyteller. Question.
Answer.
Would it be good for us? Do you think it would be, politically thinking, do you think it's an adequate exchange? Or even something that would be, like a cool thing we would, do you think it would be favorable for us to be part of this whole thing, essentially? And does it seem like something that I would think is a leveled exchange?
On the surface, it would seem that way, simply because Gustavo is wanted by the Anarchs, but so is Grace Newsom, and Grace Newsom is already in their custody. It would basically be a prisoner exchange, but there's no favor in it for the Anarchs there. It's just
Mm-hmm.
gaining a prisoner to lose a different prisoner. And that's how it would turn out. What you know about Gustavo is that he's wanted for basically being a serial killer.
Mm-hmm.
Grace was a war criminal against the Anarchs, specifically. You do not know if Grace Newsom is being interrogated for information, or if there's anything further or deeper than that.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, if anything happens to Gustavo, it is a bad situation for the Anarchs because of the implication that it would have.
Mm-hmm. So here's what I'm thinking. We've had this sibling, beloved of this brother. We've had them for however long in our custody. How long would it exactly? Hold on, let me think about that. Please, storyteller. How long has it been about?
It's been a few months, about 4 or 5 months.
Yeah. So there's always a chance that we've had them about for what, few months, few moons, whatever you want to call it. There's a chance that we've already had our fun, had our run, you know, got out of them whatever we wanted. And there's always a chance that, you know, that's great for us. And obviously, on the surface level, it does seem like an adequate exchange. It's a definitely interesting situation, though. Like, how would I put it? It is very difficult to say, because I mean, personally, haven't met either of these people that we're exchanging, and also haven't talked to, you know, the big boss about any of this. So I'm inclined to vote towards we should probably talk to the person who is currently holding the sibling, beloved. However, were it to get messy, well, were it to get messy, it would also be in our best interest to secure the Shibari asset.
Lilith starts laughing. And she takes on a very, very not the Lilith you know aspect. Oh, you just go ahead and take out the bodyguards. Kill old Newsom boy. Let me have Gustavo. Solve all kinds of problems.
Lilith.
Then I would request asylum in Anarch territory because you know I would never be allowed back in.
Lilith. We don't know how old this one is. Understand?
And I don't know how old you are, Mendy.
True.
Actually.
The thing
Damn,
is,
still out there.
I'm comfortable being one of the oldest Anarchs. Most of the Anarchs are young. I'm not the oldest. Most of the Camarilla are older than me. However, I don't know how old this caitiff is.
And that's an interesting point. They are a caitiff, so therefore you are not directly crossing the Camarilla per se technicality. I don't think they would care. Anyway, but yes. I mean, I cannot secure you. I mean, I have spare rooms, but I don't have the brawn, if you will. But I
Securing,
mean, yes, sorry, go on.
securing Grace Newsom for the Anarchs is what got me on the Prince's ship list.
Ah, were you part of that? Interesting, interesting. Seems like you're meddled in this whole situation quite a bit.
More than you know.
Well, now I know.
Not that very many in the camp liked me before. But I, for one, think it would be unwise to give up news.
Mandy turns to Zeta and says, I want to ask you to do something that you may find uncomfortable to do. Do you
Okay.
understand me?
Yes. What do you need me to do?
Myself, Lilith, and Alice are going to continue this conversation. I want you to go out and talk with this caitiff. I need you to be casual. Somehow, I need you to say in the sentence to him, Owl's eyes. This will let Sam know that I want to talk to him. Do that for me, Zeta.
I will. And I get up and go out of the study.
All right. So, out through the front doors with you, you still see one man in front of one wheelbarrow with one dog all wrapped up in it. The moment you get out there, you can feel lasers land on your chest.
Can I do like a check to see if I can now sense more people than just hearing a stick?
Yeah, do wits and awareness again.
Okay.
And yeah, I told everyone how many I sensed.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
One success.
Well, it looks like Alice was right that there's 6 from what you can tell. No reason to think otherwise.
I can't sense where they exactly are, right?
Not exactly.
Okay. What was his name again?
Michael is how he addressed himself. Michael Newsom.
Mhm.
Do you approach
Real
Zeta?
fast. What was the full name of the sister again?
Grace Newsom.
Yeah. And then that wolf wrapped up was called.
Gustavo Morales.
Thank
Do you approach Zeta?
Yes, I approach him.
He looks at you and just goes, "You are the only one that I have never heard of."
That doesn't surprise me.
What are you doing out here
Aw,
without the others?
they are talking about your proposal, but I haven't heard of your sister, and I can't really talk with them, so I went out to get a bit of fresh air and escape the owl's eyes. For a little bit.
What do you think of your sire? I'm guessing she's your sire.
She is. She's amazing. Even though sometimes a little overprotective.
I'd met her before.
Oh. Do you mind telling me where?
I feel like that would be telling too much. I want you to understand something. I used to be a part of the Camarilla. Some might say I still am. But the Camarilla that I know, long gone. They don't exist anymore. The Camarilla that I know here in the Bay, they're weak. They don't know what it's like to take action when they need to. This peace between them and all you anarchs has made them soft. I don't think they understand what it means to take back what is supposed to be theirs. My sister was supposed to have refuge by the Camarilla here. They failed to give that to her. I don't care who the prince says is responsible. In my mind, the prince is responsible. I am here to get my sister back. That is all I want. And I think that all of us can be spared any sort of hidden agenda or any hidden reasons. I want nothing more than just my sister, and that is it. Pretty straightforward, would you agree?
You've got some pretty anarch talking points there. Like openly opposing the prince, going into the Camarilla's back to get a wanted gangrel.
The Anarchs have the heart. The Anarchs have the spirit. Always have. What they lack is discipline. One day, and some kindred say that day is already here, the Second Inquisition is going to come. And the Anarchs are going to be the first to feel the brunt of that terror. That is why we have a masquerade.
Oh yeah, the masquerade is definitely important.
And yet you Anarchs treat it like it is of no consequence.
Don't generalize like that. I know a lot of I've met a lot of Anarchs my very young undead life that do everything for the masquerade. And if there would be a organized inquisition, wouldn't they go after the organized people first, so the Camarilla?
They go after who they can see. And who they can see is the ones who aren't hiding well enough. And that is always the Sabbat and the Anarchs. And that's just the way it is. Gonna postpone that there to go to back into the house.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here, what's up? I want to know, well, first I want you to be a part of this conversation, but I need you to tell us the situation with Grace Newsom, because I know that you know. That's gonna cost you, Mandy. I'll give you a boon, okay? Very well. She's in Berkeley. Underground. Right now, the Baron has her, and the sheriff interrogates her. That's the situation. If you want her, if you really actually want her, you're gonna have to either talk with the Baron, or you're gonna have to talk with Tenorio. I'm not gonna make any shot calling from here. I see. Alice, does that help you with your decision?
Well, it does quite sound like we do have to contact one of them. Storyteller.
Yes.
When they say the Baron, is it Mabel or just someone else?
That would be the Baron of Berkeley.
Oh, right.
Whose name escapes me currently. Darius,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, our options are quite simple. We will contact who we can. If we can contact both of them, we will weigh the options of which one has the more likelihood of be more beneficial to the situation, or us, or both, and simply tell them the news, I suppose. We did ask for this, but we sure will, do our best here. That's all we can do, and I mean, or we could just, go out there, whatever blazing, and or we could run, or we could hide, stay here forever. I've been here for a long time. Um, what are we thinking, Lilith?
I say we kill them all. Drain them. Go ahead and let me have my way with Gustavo.
Mandy
Sounds wonderful.
sighs and
But,
looks disappointed.
but, that is what I want and what is best for everyone are two different things.
Oh, yes, but of course.
I think we need to make a phone call to the sheriff. Apprise him of the situation. Because, quite frankly, this is above all of our pay grades. And if we don't play the cards right here, we could be starting a war.
Yeah, it just seems so. No wonder that I got a vision. Seems important. Yay!
I go
Well,
with whatever.
Would you like to do the
decides.
honors, or do you want me to talk, or do you want to use my phone, your phone? What's up? Do you want to take a comfy seat? Do you need some... I don't know. Do you need something for this? Do you want a different room? Do you want to do it here?
Mandy, you want to call Daddy? I mean, the sheriff?
Mandy smiles and says, I think Alice should call. I am going to go out and collect Zeta. Meanwhile, Lilith, just be prepared for anything.
Got it. Is there something we should, I don't know, keep an eye out, ear out, something like that? A sign, hidden language? Do you have any marked telling? Oh, do you want my number? Can I have your number?
You have my number.
Oh, that is true.
Also-
I forgot.
Also, I think if we hear gunfire, I think that would be the tell that things have gone sideways.
That's a good
Yeah.
way. Alright. Be right back.
Well then, let me pull this number on this phone and get myself prepared. Okay. She does a little stretch. And,
Alright.
Gets ready for the phone call.
So Lilith would like to ask Sam. I'd like to have a little conversation with Sam off to the side.
Uh-huh.
So, Sam,
Lilith.
I would be interested to know what you could find out about who might be willing to turn over.
Might be willing to turn over who?
Gustavo,
Ah,
since it was mentioned that it was somebody in the court. And we don't know who. And I don't think that he's going to be very forthcoming of answering that question. So, we can find out who would be willing to risk the prince's wrath by turning over someone highly valued and prized by the Camarilla. I think we can work an option out for me owing you a boon. Because I'm kind of curious.
I like that kind of business.
I know you do.
I already have a good suspicion of who it is. But
I
I can
want-
figure it out for you. I'll take that boon. And I'll figure it
People-
out. And I'll let you know in a short amount of time.
Deal. And she just like takes her paw, just like opens up her palm, and then just puts her hand down on a table, leaves a little print to show that that's her bond.
Gotcha. Mandy goes out to collect Zeta. And walking up just said, Zeta, go inside.
Yes, Mandy. Okay. It's nice talking with you, Michael. Bye.
As you are walking away, you hear them have a conversation. Would you like to listen in?
Mandy and Michael?
Yes.
Yes, I would like to listen in.
Okay. Let's have... Just making sure... I will let you choose between... It's going to be a wits roll, and you can choose between larceny and subterfuge.
Click subterfuge.
Okay.
Two successes.
Okay. You hear Michael say, your childer is nice, to which Mandy says, I don't want you to talk about my childer, actually. So, bringing them up into a world of anarchy. You really think that's the safest way to bring up one of your own? I believe freedom is the only way to bring someone into Kindred society. That is all you hear of the conversation before you make it back to the house. So, let's go to Alice's phone call with Tenorio.
Here we go.
It just starts with talk.
Hey, it's me, Alice. So Michael Newsom just showed up on the door with wheelbarrowing in Gustavo Morales, asking for Grace Newsom in exchange for Gustavo Morales. Any thoughts?
I want you to say that to me again, and then say it slower.
Ah, yes, sorry. So, Caintiff Michael Newsom rolled in with a wheelbarrow that has wrapped up Gustavo Morales that apparently they acquired from the other faction. And they would like to trade this chained up Gustavo Morales for Grace Newsom, their sibling. They are saying that it is just, their personal agenda that is fueling this. But you know how Kindred are. They really would never. I mean, sometimes they do, but you know what? Hard to say. And there's a few of them. There's the Mans himself, who says, that he doesn't want things to get nasty. And then there's obviously, the people in the trees and whatnot. Maybe people, maybe Kindred. Probably people.
How many
Hard to say.
people are there?
They said 6. No, I said 6. 6, I think. As far as I know.
Are you there alone by yourself?
I am here with Mandy, Lilith, and Zeta. And Snake. Sam. Sam Snake, right. But I mean, you know me, and also you know Sam. Our abilities are elsewhere, if you will. Hello? Did it cut off?
I'm thinking.
Sorry, is the connection bad? Oh, sorry, my bad. Go on. Through all of this, she's holding this smile that's
Yeah.
a very courteous one. Yeah, she's always holding this courteous smile, which you can hear from her voice.
There's 6 of them.
In the tree with some kind of weapon. But we don't know about this Michael Newsom. I would be most worried about him. And Gustavo doesn't look like someone who's in a great shape. Are definitely breathing, but also definitely very wrapped up. And a bit beat up.
Very well.
Do you know what kind of chains hold a Kindred?
Yes, I do.
Ah, what is that?
Tremere magic.
Ah, that makes sense. I mean, obviously, we've had a few months now with the Grace.
This is what you're going to do.
Mhm.
One of you, I don't care who, is going to go and tell Michael that the prisoner exchange is going to happen, and it is going to happen there.
Yes,
That's the first thing.
of course.
Second thing is you are going to tell Lilith and Mandy to prepare for a fight.
Yes, naturally. Oh, and also, if I may be so bold, Lilith did mention, speaking of Lilith, that, like, if they go through with, this whole shebackle, they will most likely be shunned by the
I am
very
aware
annoying
of the
prince.
situation, Alice.
Yes, very good. Sorry, just blabbing on.
Tell them that the exchange will happen when the guns are no longer there. I am going to arrive in 15 minutes.
Oh. Very good. So, just to recap,
You hear it hang up.
oh, well, he sure is a man of few words. Isn't that right, Lilith? So, anyway.
More like,
Few words, few grunts.
few
What are we thinking?
words, lots of moons. What?
So, Zeta, you come
No.
in at the tail end of that conversation.
Ah, Zeta. How are you finding this evening? Quite exciting, isn't it?
So interesting. I'm learning a lot.
Oh, very good, very good. Knowledge truly is one of the beauties of having a long and prosperous life. Knowledge sure is power. I mean, power is power too, but knowledge is also power. It's interesting. Kindred seem to be going both ways. Knowledge is power is power. Then there's other kinds of things as well. Skills are powerful as well. Anyway, oh yes. So about the phone call that I just had. So let me think. So Lilith, Mr. Daddy said that prepare for a fight, and that I'm gonna relay a message to this Mr. Michael Newsom man, and oh yes, we should tell Mandy as well that prepare for a fight. I think that was part of the message. It's really difficult to remember such details.
Is the exchange going to happen or not?
Oh yes. Oh, so he said that the exchange is going to happen. So he's going to come here in 15 minutes. Probably should have started with that. He's on his way.
Wait,
and
what?
Yeah. Obviously don't know if he's, saying what he means or saying what he wants or.
He's going to be here in 15 minutes. He's
on
going
his
to
way.
be here in 15 minutes.
Yeah. So, he did say something about no guns, so we should probably talk about that with Michael Newsom. Or that's what he hoped. So here's the thing, we could play a little bit of time, we could... anyone need a shoulder massage?
What do you mean by no guns? Does he want us to kill him? I'll kill him.
Oh. Well, I don't know. I mean, I know him, but... He said that there's to be no guns.
Or does he want us to say, the deal will take place, but our boy out there calls his guns off?
His wording was, he would like the deal, but he would like no guns. So, There was also another thought in my head that was just, no guns, no guns, no guns. But I think that was a separate gun. No, separate thought. My bad.
If I may say something, Alice.
Ah, yes. What is it? Schnick.
I believe you are to communicate to Michael that the guns should go
yes.
away.
Ah, yes. I mean, I'm not gonna... I mean, I can't just order them around. Yes.
You can request it, though.
Yes.
They are on your land, after all.
That is very true. Yes. Ah, so many details. Yes, well, I'm gonna go outside to talk to them, to relay this message, and you guys can hang back. You guys can come hang closer, whatever you wish.
I'm
My
hungry.
place is hungry.
I'm
Oh, me too.
going,
A little bit peckish, if you will.
I'm going to go out with. I'm not staying behind here.
What about you, a snake? Would you like to
I'm
stay
not
behind?
here.
Oh, right. Yes, you're not here. Got it. Well, you do as you see fit. And Zeta, you were told to
I'm
come
co-
inside, but yeah.
I'm coming with you.
Wait,
Very good. Very good.
Zeta.
Huh?
I would like to talk with you.
Okay.
Right.
I guess I'm a
Right now,
servant.
or like,
Yes, right now.
I'll wait for a second then.
No,
Well,
you go
it's-
ahead. It's
Oh, yes. Talk. Got it. My
yeah.
bad. So, Lilith, shall we?
Come here, Zeta. I know you can't see me, but have a seat.
Okay. I will sit down in a chair.
Who have you met so far?
One second.
Oop.
Sorry about that.
You're good. Who have you met so far?
Do you want me to tell you every single kindred I met?
The ones that left an impression.
Hmm. There's all of you here. The guys outside. I recently met Gatak, Xavier, and Sabat, Malkavian, but they no longer exist here.
You met Ruth, huh?
Yeah, she tried to recruit me in the club.
That's funny. Of all the recruiters, what do you think about life as an anarch?
I like that I can do pretty much anything I want as long as I keep the Masquerade.
Yeah. When you look at someone like me, as you have, I don't have the luxury of walking around like the rest of you. I'm a walking masquerade breach. That is the curse of my clan.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Stay close to your own clan, the Gangrel. Know that we, Nosferatu, can come off a little harsh, but we love the Gangrel.
Oh, that's sweet of you.
Thanks. You'll be in good company with the brewer. And I'm sure that you've already been told this, but be careful with the Malkavians. No one really knows what they're gonna do.
Yeah. I've learned it the hard way with Ruth.
Yeah.
LLC is super amazing.
I'm sure that several others have welcomed you to being into the Anarchs. On behalf of Clan Nosferatu, I welcome you as well.
Thank you, Sam.
You're welcome. If there's ever any information you need, you let me know. First bit's free. Within reason, of course.
Well, thank you again. How should I contact you if I need something?
Text anyone. I'll see it.
Okay, kind of creepy, but okay.
Part of the job. All right, so out in the front now, we have Lilith and Alice approaching. Mandy and Michael are having quite the conversation. As you get closer, Alice, you can actually hear the whole thing because of your heightened senses that you still have on. Once you go out, you hear the conversation start with Mandy saying in a very frustrated tone, just basically, you didn't have any right to a place in Las Vegas. That was always Anarch territory. The Anarchs came, we were in Los Angeles, we moved to Las Vegas, and you, your sister, arrives, declares praxis, and says that we all have to fucking bow down and leave. To the response being, what now Lilith can hear, you Anarchs do not understand the risk that we are in right now. The Inquisition is coming. It's already come for Seattle. It's only a matter of time before it comes here too. You will see. I think I'll take my chances with freedom rather than the oppression under a Camarilla boot. Now you're all there.
Mm-hmm.
What was that about spitting on a Camarilla boot?
I trust that you have had plenty of time to spit where you don't belong, being a part of the Sabbat that you used to be, Lilith.
There's no freedom like it. Go where we want, do what we want. But you know, at the end of the day, think about the Sabbat, the loyalty one had with their pack. The fact that we didn't go around making underhand deals to sell out one of our own, even at the price of getting what is family back to us.
Your obsession with freedom is going to cost all of us. All Kindred. Because of just a few who couldn't bear just trying to keep themselves hidden for once. Are you going to do this prisoner exchange with me or not?
Yes, hello. I have some news from the sheriff. Oh, the prisoner exchange will happen. However, the sheriff has requested that we get rid of the, and she gestures towards the trees, the guns, if you will. Sheriff's words. He will be here in 15 minutes. She looks at the timestamp on the call, by the way, like to double check that. Is it 15 minutes by this time, or is it like 13, 12?
New email.
Yeah, there's like 12 minutes left.
Yeah, no, pardon my mistake. 12 minutes. But he did very clearly request that the guns would be out of it.
Did say the guns will not be here when he arrives. So you
Yes.
could call them off. Or things can get ugly here real quick. Your freedom to choose.
I'm not interested in what an ex-Sabat has to say. And I'm not interested in what a frustrated gangrel has to say about what goes on with my sister. So I will ask you, Malkavian.
Yes, what is it?
Will the exchange happen if I put the guns away?
That is the information that got relayed for me.
I don't care what was relayed to you. I want you to tell me what you think. Do you think that will actually happen?
Well, the exchange does seem quite, beneficial for both parties in about an equal measure. However, I have a lot of thoughts in my head. The thoughts of, like, other people's, though? I mean, to an extent, sure, in a point. But at the same time, currently, right now, will it, do I know exactly what he's thinking? No, I'm afraid not. His thoughts in my head are not ones I'm hearing.
Malkavian, I will ask you, and I want you to tell me yes or no. If I tell the guns to go away, do you believe the prisoner exchange will happen?
To say something.
He's staring at Alice, waiting for some kind of response. Just pure...
Oh, sorry, I was muted. I'm so sorry.
No worries.
Oh my goodness. Yes, so I was told that, the exchange would happen, obviously. I'm under the impression that, I don't have his thoughts in my head. I think that it will happen, because that is what I got told. I'm also thinking that he would say that he would want as little eyes on this situation as possible for the actual exchange. Also, you did kind of run in here unannounced. So I would believe that that would also be an extension of the courtesy from you. You did already bring this lovely gift, but at the same time, you do understand that this is quite the adequate exchange, if you will. The cons over here seem quite unnecessary.
Fine. He raises up his hands and does a signal where he lowers two of his fingers, his index and, his ring finger and his pinky finger, and then raises them, and then lowers the other two. The lasers are no longer trained on anyone, and the people in the trees, you can hear them climbing down.
Thank you so much for extending yet another courteous gesture towards this whole thing.
I want my sister back. And I am not.
What is it like to have a sister like that? I must ask. I'm sorry. I don't have any siblings. Never did. And to have kindred sibling. Oh, the most interesting.
It's like a blood bond. But not in the way that you would think of a typical blood bond.
Would you say more or less? What does it feel like? What's going on in your head?
Not attached to her. But I am loyal to her. That is what I can say.
That kind of loyalty there, I can understand. Like the Sabbat,
I think
you may call the Sabbat, but the loyalty that you have for your sister, loyalty that we had for our pack, each and every member in our pack, and for how you feel towards your sister is how I felt about my pack. And this one here, and she points to Gustavo, this one here murdered a lot of pack members of various packs. I lost my entire pack. I am the only survivor of my pack. And to me, that feels like what it would probably feel like for you losing your sister. You say that you have that bond. Now, if you were to lose her, imagine the anguish of that bond breaking. That's what I felt. Each and every time one of my fell. So I get it. You want to talk about freedom, you want to talk about loyalty. I can understand that. If there is an inquisition coming, yeah, that's bad juju. But be Camarilla, be Anarch. There's an inquisition coming. What's the Camarilla going to do? Throw the Anarchs under the bus? Hide behind their masquerade like they did hundreds of years ago? Pretend that we are beneath them? We are not worthy for the Camarilla to stand up as fellow kindred? and protect? How would the Camarilla feel if the Inquisition came after the Cam and the Anarchs did that? One thing that I did learn from Sabbat was if there's an Inquisition, you are stronger together. Now, every time I have tried to take a neutral path between the Cam and the Anarchs, that both sides win, I come out the loser. So I just want you to know what I'm feeling right now. Honestly, I understand both sides. You want your sister, the Anarchs want a war criminal.
A car approaches. You can...
Is it about time?
It's about time, yeah.
Yep. And I recognize the vehicle.
It is, in fact, that lovely sports car that has illustrated on the side many an Anarch symbol, including that of Clan Bruja. The gate opens. And the car pulls in. Stepping out of the car is Tenorio. Wearing his usual jacket, his usual attire of a battle jacket with patches that say things like "fuck the Cam" on them.
Well, speak of the Bruja.
In one hand, he opens the car door to the back seat, and he pulls out a stiff caitiff with a stake through its heart. Drags this caitiff along the ground and then lets it just lie there. Gustavo, in the wheelbarrow, starts shaking, trying to get away from the chains. Tenorio looks at you, Alice, and says, "Is everything the way that you described it to me?"
Whatever do you mean? Exactly. Sorry. I'm really bad at reading between the lines.
On the phone, you told me.
He's surviving and doing the exchange, yes?
Guns?
Should be gone, right?
I'm asking you.
Correct. Or are the guns gone?
Do you know?
I'll check. I'll sure as heck check. Let's see. What do I roll?
You could do wits and awareness if you want to try to listen or see if the guns like went away, perceive anything.
With the hunger?
Yep.
Naturally. 2 of them. Lovely, lovely. Alright, that is 2 successes on the blood dice. That's great. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes on the actual rolls.
Okay. You can hear that the others, they are just kind of casually leaning against the wall to your place. They're not paying attention anymore, really.
Mm-hmm.
They're certainly not on like sentry duty or anything like that.
Right. The guns were called off. Yes.
Lilith, go inside and tell Sam. Operation Green. Do you understand me, Lilith?
Perfect. I'll let walk off.
Alright. Tenorio approaches Michael, who is standing there looking concerned for his sister, staked and lying on the ground, but then puts his eyes back on Tenorio, looking up at him as Tenorio kind of towers over him. This is what you wanted, yes. Michael says, yes. Yes, it is. Even trade. I'll take her and go. Tenorio puts his hand on Michael's shoulder. And says, do you want to know where I come from? Do you want to know what I have seen? Michael doesn't respond, but just stands there in fear. Alice, Tenorio has activated a discipline. I need you to make a roll against it. It is going to be composure and insight.
Oh, lovely.
I know.
Okay, here we go. That's okay. 4 successes and 1 blood fail.
Don't worry about the blood fail.
Okay.
4 successes. You sense that now Tenorio has become the scariest thing in the night. Terrified. You feel fear from Tenorio. Not enough to make you flee, not enough to make you freeze, but enough to be wary of him. This is a scary, scary brouhaha here. And you can see that Michael is scared too, the same way that you are.
Can I react?
You can.
Oh, well, I certainly see where you get your nickname from.
I knew that the guns that you had here were not the only ones. Tenorio steps back and kicks over Grace Newsom. You can see that there are things just kind of the whole front of her is like dusty, like chalk or something. He walks over to the car again, opens the car door, reaches in and pulls out 2 skulls and says, Kindred from Las Vegas, eager to do something to please you. I don't know what, but now they are in oblivion. He crushes the skulls between both of his hands, walks up to Michael again, and says, you are going to leave with Grace, your sister. And that is all you will leave with. If you do want to know where I am, who I am, where I come from, know this. I remember when the Sabbat went to the New World. I remember their first civil war. I remember exactly what happened to make the Caitiff hide under the wings of the Camarilla for help. And I will always remember you and the day that you walked into Anarch territory and demanded that you get what you want. I am going to tell you this. You're walking out of here with exactly what you asked for, and nothing more. Mandy. Yes, Tenorio. Kill the mortals. Yes, Tenorio. And she transforms into a bat. And solemnly, Michael picks up Grace Newsom and starts walking. Lilith, you get inside. You can see that Sam has been having a conversation with Zeta.
Hey, Sam, got a message for you.
What would that be?
Operation Green.
Want to go mortal hunting?
Sure.
Let's get us some kine.
Lilith immediately shifts into wolf form.
Zeta
It
too.
just bursts through the window that her and Sam came in through earlier.
I fucking knew it. I was waiting for property damage, and here it fucking is. Sorry, I had to comment on that.
What can I say? Lilith is a puppy that gets excited.
Yeah.
So, Zeta, what will you do?
I will also transform into a wolf.
All right.
But I will go out of the front door. And then
Very nice.
start
Very
searching.
appreciated.
All right.
So civilized.
Yes.
All right. I will.
So, dare I say human?
I'll have Lilith and Zeta both roll for wits and awareness as you hunt down some mortals.
Alice gets a little notification that a window has been opened. She checks the camera of the room, sees that it's broken. Just text
3
James.
successes,
have
including
2.
a crit success.
Nice. Zeta, you had 2?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, Alice, I like how that notification arrives just shortly. Like the glass breaks, you notice that, and then the notification comes up.
Yeah, that window's open. Yeah, great.
Uh-huh.
Just text James. Can you replace that, please? ASAP, if you will.
Tenorio now drops the terrifying demeanor. You no longer feel the extreme fear coming from Alice, and he just goes, "Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate it. I hope that this wasn't too much trouble for you."
Of course. I appreciate our mutual understanding of the situation. I hope to keep in touch in the future, whether the need arrives, this or the other way.
Are you trying to get a bite to eat too?
I have a very particular diet, but thank you for the offer.
Very well. Well,
If we are concluded in here, though, I would like to step inside, please.
very well. I will have a bite, and then I will leave.
Please enjoy, and try not to cause too much property damage. I'm not the one to splurge on many things, but this is one of my finer accomplishments. Well, not really mine, but oh well. Well, enjoy. I'll be heading back inside, and you guys have a lovely evening.
All right. Now it comes to Zeta and Lilith. You're both able to find plenty of prey. There are some humans just leaning against the wall. They have holstered guns, and they have rifles that are just kind of like in their arms. But they're not pointing it at anything. They're just holding it simply. So, do you want to rush an attack? Separate question for both of you. Rush an attack, or would you like to stealth attack?
Who is just going to leap over the wall? And the first one that she latches on, or she sees, she is just going to rush, and instead of going for the throat, she's going to go for the belly.
Okay. Do, in your wolf form, just, some good old strength and brawl. How about you, Zeta?
I will first go in sneaky and go go in for kills with a soaring leap directly to the throat.
Nice. Let's do, for that one, strength and subterfuge. Dexterity and subterfuge, actually. Sorry.
3 successes for
Oh,
Lilith.
that's one more.
Nice. 3 successes, Lilith?
Yes.
All right.
4 successes.
Nice. All these things happen at once. Suddenly, a wolf sinks its fangs directly into the stomach of this kine, screams in agony as he is taken to the ground, trying to fight off the wolf tearing his insides out. One of the mortals turns, points a gun directly at the wolf, but suddenly has another wolf with jaws sinking into their throat, tackling them to the ground. Another mortal raises his gun and goes to fire at one of you, when suddenly they stop. Their throat opens up, and a Nosferatu is behind them, appearing, smiling, pulling their neck back, and drinking the blood out of the wounds. Screams can be heard, Alice, as you start heading back inside, and a blood fills the air. That sweet sanguine smell. Your beast talks to you and goes, "I would like a bite. Come on. Something to drink, please."
She's like whiffing the air. Ugh, later.
To resist,
so much
I
to
will
write
have
down.
you roll your willpower.
Yeah. So like all the points I have, willpower? That's just all the points
you just roll
on it?
dice for all those. Yep. No hunger.
Got it. Let's fucking see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh yeah, you're not that hungry.
Yeah.
Your beast is just
You know.
disappointed and a little frustrated, but that's about it.
She's used to fighting the demons.
Yeah.
She's just nothing. Yeah.
As this feast comes to an end, you all join up with Mandy and Sam, and wiping the blood from their lips, Tenorio simply does a little bow, says, "Lovely to see you again, Lilith. Lovely to see you again, Zeta. Have a good night." And he gets back into his car. Mandy goes, "Well, I suppose we should thank our host for a good meal. Wasn't expecting that tonight." Everyone's hunger can go down to 0, by the way.
Except mine.
Except
obviously.
yours, yes.
Yeah.
I want to point out the blood that you had was not just that of mortals. You successfully took down this caitiff's ghouls. And these ghouls had a drop of caitiff blood in it. You don't get any blood bonds or anything like that, but you can taste a little bit of the caitiff's ambitions. I'd like both Lilith and Zeta to roll intelligence and insight.
Five
Nice.
with a 10.
Neat.
1 success.
Okay. Lilith, what you know is that blood was especially tasty. You weren't expecting ghoul blood tonight. That's pretty cool. Zeta? That caitiff was a primogen of the caitiffs of the original Las Vegas Camarilla. They were
What does primogen mean?
basically they speak for their entire clan. Represented all of their clan within the Camarilla. Royal court shit. And they were equal parts in this role with their sister. This is high-end, high-up sort of people. These kindred, they are important. You know that now. By the way, I forgot to mention that Tenorio also took that wheelbarrow with Gustavo in it and kind of dumped Gustavo into his trunk and closed it before driving off. Forgot to mention that. Sorry about that.
You didn't just leave it on the driveway. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, very good. Thank you.
All right. To conclude, Sam and Mandy, thank Alice for the hospitality and also the time. And the meal. They weren't expecting a meal. Do Zeta and Lilith wish to do the same?
Yes. Thank you, Alice, for allowing me in, even though I wasn't strictly invited.
Well, any friend of Mandy's is a friend of mine, obviously. And also, you know, when the unexpected guest brings unexpected gifts, who am I not to, deny that joy of my guests? When I invite you to my place, my home is yours. Within reason, of course.
Lilith is just like licking the blood off her fingers. Alice, I gotta say, you throw one hell of a party. We gotta do this more often.
Oh, you took the words right out of my mouth. What an interesting evening. And we have to chat more. about
Lilith,
this daddy situation.
Lilith reaches over and just like with their forefinger and thumb, just kind of like cradles Alice's chin. I would be up for that if you were. She winks and then turns and hops in her car.
And also, don't worry about the window.
Window.
Yes, the window.
All right. Whatever.
All right.
Window's you talking about?
That is, I believe, where we will end our session